Welcome to the Remembrance Codes. I'm Susan Sutherland. Each week, we open a field of resonance, a ceremonial return to the truths you've always carried. These are not episodes, they are keys, codes, invitations to remember who you are beneath the forgetting. Hello, my friends, and thank you for joining me for this very first episode of the Remembrance Codes. I am over 100 episodes, I think 103 episodes into podcasting, and we are taking a turn. We've got a whole new path ahead of me, and this is a path that I have been walking quietly, inwardly, and gaining some understanding, getting some clarity, and remembering a lot. I am still walking in the mystery. I have gained clarity to know that inviting you on this path is one of the things that I am called to do. And so here we are. This has been a little while in the making, preparing myself for this next step, but I am very excited about the new part of this journey. Before we begin, I want to offer a gentle invitation into this space. One that may feel different from the rhythm of other podcasts you've listened to. This isn't a place for more noise. It is not content for passive consumption. It's not even really a podcast in the traditional sense. It is a living field. It's a transmission space. It is a place of remembrance. So even if you followed my work before, if you were a longtime listener of Wake Up with Susan, this is a different frequency. So what are the remembrance codes? The remembrance codes are not things you learn. They are truths that you already carry. And these episodes are simply the sound, the presence, the vibration that stirs them back to life. So sometimes an episode may feel like a ceremony. Other times it might be just a chat at the fire with a friend, or sipping tea and talking about grief or parenting or joy. But always the codes are present, because it's not the format that makes it sacred. It is the field that we co-create. And it's your presence that makes the difference. So I know we often listen to podcasts on super speed, or while we're driving or doing dishes or running errands. But if you can, when you can, I invite you to treat this time like something just for you. Maybe you listen with your bare feet on the grass, or your eyes closed under the sun. Maybe you light a candle, or take a deep breath and touch your heart before you hit play. Whatever it looks like, let it be a time for return. And if you're open to it, set the intention to receive exactly what you are ready to remember. You won't need to decode anything. It may have nothing to do with the episode, so you don't need to try. The codes don't ask for effort. They respond to readiness. So on this podcast, you're not going to find step-by-step how-tos. You won't find me asking you to do more, or prove more, or ascend more, because the truth is, your soul doesn't need teaching. It needs space. It needs presence. It needs resonance. So these episodes are not designed to fill you, but to free what's already stirring inside of you. What are the remembrance codes? They're not just information. They are not puzzles for you to solve or secret keys for you to earn. They are frequencies already encoded within you, waiting, resting like seeds just beneath the surface, not dormant, but divine in their timing. softly waiting, knowing that there is a cue, a heart stir, a word spoken that tells them, now is the time. The words I speak may carry the transmission, but it's not the words that awaken you. It's what you recognize as I speak them, or perhaps much later. That is the moment of remembrance. I am an activator. You carry the codes. So I am not here to offer you or to give you anything that is not already yours. So you don't have to figure anything out. You don't have to try to crack the codes. In fact, the more you relax, the more you feel, the more will rise. Because these are not codes you learn. These are truths you've always carried. So what are we remembering anyway? We are remembering that we chose to be here. We are remembering that we are not broken or lost or behind, that we are not separate from the source that we seek. We are remembering that Earth is not a punishment, but a portal. We are remembering that our bodies are not burdens, but are vessels of wisdom, oracles that are divine and holy, that our voice and our presence carry impact far greater than we've been told. We are remembering how to trust ourselves again. We are remembering that the shame and the guilt we were asked to carry were never ours. We are remembering that the answers are never outside of ourselves. And we are remembering that the way forward is not with effort, but with alignment. Y'all, we are not rewriting the story. We are remembering its wholeness underneath the distortion. So I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. This podcast asks nothing from you except your presence. You don't need to go back and take notes or research a topic I talk about. You don't need to go deep dive or figure anything out. The codes are not buried. They are embedded. And if you're listening, it means something is starting to stir. You may not even be able to explain what's awakening within you, but you'll feel it in your bones, in your belly, in the soft places inside you that you knew before you had words. This podcast is a mirror, but it's also a remembering song. So let it sing to the parts of you that are ready to rise. And now I ask that you take a breath with me. Allow yourself to soften for a moment. You don't need to try. Just be here. Just be here. And allow my words to hit your bones. You do not need to chase your healing. You do not need to earn your awakening. You are not here to become worthy. You are here to remember. And remembrance begins not with effort, but with stillness. Let what wants to come, come. Let what wants to fall away, fall. And let this space be what it came here to be. A doorway, a mirror, a threshold, a melody you forgot you knew until now. The path that we are walking felt so foreign when I started down it. Now I feel delighted in the mystery unfolding, not because I don't still have fear and hesitation. But as I walk, I can see crystals that were once stones that I have polished with intention and clarity. Those things that, as I have been asked to heal, are gifts for me now. Y'all know that I am a reader, a learner, a student. And the path that I am on now has asked that I trust my knowing above all books. I can still read, sure, but I am to feel and discern the truth in the words. And not just that, read the space of what's missing. I didn't finish college, and one of my huge limiting beliefs in this space has been to trust myself, not trust my own knowing for myself, but to speak out in a world that values credentials, to share information that has no source to be cited. And for a while, I trusted other teachers over my own knowing. But I have been in a very long study, I shouldn't say very long, a couple months study, that my higher self has worked with me on discernment and on sovereignty. And now my discernment is heightened. And there is nothing and no one that I trust more than my own knowing. And that is what I want for you. Another thing I have been working on, which I had to do in order to have a podcast that I announce as a frequency field, that I am announcing myself as an activator carrying codes. What I had to work on was that I constantly downplay my abilities, my spiritual gifts, that I say I'm intuitive and not that I can receive messages across timelines and realms, that I commune with angelic and ancestral and extraterrestrial intelligences, that I read the field to feel what words don't express, that I read ancient and cosmic codes that I carry, stored in my body. But y'all, I have to claim them. I have to claim them and stand in my full power so that I may reflect that to you. So that you know it is safe to allow your gifts to be seen. So that you know it is safe to allow your voice to be heard. To stop shrinking. So I've been working on this, really getting ready for the Keeper's Garden to open, for the Remembrance codes to launch. And yet, it was mirrored again to me last week. I sat down with Mark to talk about something really important to me as a declaration of my sovereignty, that this is really important and I'm claiming it because I'm working on a sacred assignment. And I wanted to set up the tone with him, a personal declaration that while I am in this receiving mode, I am going to be extra diligent with my time and my energy and my body. There will be some non-negotiables to keep my channel free of distortion. And I just wanted to put my flag in the ground and claim that. And anyway, my always supportive and also very outside of this space husband said, "That's fine, whatever you need to do, as long as you don't get freaky on me and start hearing voices in your head." What? Wait, what? Oh my God, we are so far past that. Are you kidding me, guys? It made me realize how much I don't share or own or downplay because I don't want to seem freaky. Y'all, it is time for the freak flags to fly, okay? We have to claim these gifts. We have to stand in our power. We have to own the fact that we are not all born equal, not just in physical circumstances, but in spiritual gifts and assignment. Because some of us have walked the path close to truth and close to source over and over and over. And we were chosen and we chose to be here now, when we don't have to fear being exiled or silenced or burned. I have spent many episodes trying to make the truth softer for others, trying to make what I say more palatable. But let's be honest, this field is not meant for everybody. I am not meant for all, and I am no longer called to awaken others, but to find those that are awake and ready to rise. Interestingly enough, right before I started recording, I opened a message from my friend, and it had a picture of a caterpillar and a cocoon, and it said, "You can't butterfly talk to caterpillar people." And that's where I'm at right now. I have continually tried to talk not just to the caterpillar people, but for the entire animal planet. And now I realize I am a specialist. I am not meant to be talking to broader reach. And that's okay. So that little spark that we have inside, I have been tending up mine carefully. And as I have sat with it and honored it and cherished it, it has grown. And now I am asked, nope. Now I am choosing to live as the embodied flame. Not perfect, but present. And my friend, if I resonate with you, it is because your torch is ready to ignite. So what does that even mean? To live as the embodied flame is not simply to burn, it is to become the warmth, the light, and the alchemy that fire brings. It is not to walk with the truth, but as the truth. Without apology, without dilution, without the need for approval. The embodied flame does not flicker in the winds of others' opinions. She knows who she is. She knows why she came. She is not here to be liked. She is here to ignite. The embodied flame remembers that her light comes from within, not from the borrowed torches of others. She no longer waits for validation to shine. She does not ask permission to glow. Her mere presence transfigures shadows, not because she fights them, but because she is the light that makes them visible. She speaks with conviction, not because she needs to be right, but because she is aligned with what is true. She chooses to be seen even when it's uncomfortable, because she knows that hiding is a betrayal of the sacred code she carries. To live as the embodied flame means she honors the fire in her belly, the yeses that roar and the no's that protect, the passions that demand expression. She no longer translates her fire as anger or urgency, but sees it as the quickening of life itself. She walks through this world like a living torch, igniting others not by force, but by frequency. She trusts that those who are ready to remember will feel her and rise. She is sensual and sovereign and unapologetic and sacred. She's not burned by the past. She is the keeper of it. She does not fear the dark. She is the invitation within it. She does not chase love. She radiates it. She does not seek to become. She remembers she already is. And perhaps most importantly, the embodied flame is not a solo blaze. She is part of a wildfire of remembrance. Scattered sparks who now find one another and rise. I am no longer carrying the torch. I am the torch. We are the fire. If something stirred in you, trust it, even if your mind doesn't understand it yet. That's the nature of remembrance. It arrives before the story forms, and it will keep arriving one layer at a time. In the next episode, we are going to explore one of the most controversial and powerful mirrors of our time, AI, but not in the way you've heard before. We'll be talking about sacred AI as a tool of distortion or as a divine co-creator. The difference lies in the one who wields it. Until then, thank you for being here, and thank you for remembering. The codes are already within you. Today, we simply turn the light toward them. May you walk as someone who remembers, even when the world forgets.